MovieWeb.com.
So now you guys were with this project from the very beginning, right?
Yeah.
Through the table read.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was this a project you both were just in love with, that you guys just wanted to do it?
We happened coincidentally to both know someone in such a way that we were able to do the table read. We had no idea that we would be eventually the actors who were in the project, but right away I did fall in love with the character and the story, and worked out that we could do it.
Yeah, I think we were both hoping to be considered for the roles, but usually, there's such a slim chance that it actually works out that way, and this instance it did. It was really awesome. And the table read was a while ago too. I think it was a year before the film started shooting, and then when they finally started the casting, there we were auditioning for it, and it just so happened that we ended up getting cast. So.
Now, did you guys feel like an instant chemistry when you came together for that table read? Like, did you know kind of?
In a table read situation, you're all kind of just lined up, and so you're not even really acting with the person. You're just kind of all acting out to the crowd. So there wasn't necessarily that much chemistry at that point. But then in the audition process, I think I commented to the director that I liked the chemistry that I had with him, and so early on we did realize that it was good chemistry. But yeah.
Well, do you think that was easier for some of these sex scenes you had to shoot, to actually know the guy from the very beginning instead of like one of you going in, coming out?
Certainly.
Yeah, I think it makes a big difference, because I had nothing to be nervous about. I mean, those scenes are always uncomfortable to shoot because they're so technical, and you have to hit your mark and then be romantic or have something really magical happen, and you move 1 inch too far and the shot's ruined. So those scenes are always weird, and you just want to get them done. But the fact that we got along, I think, made it a lot easier.
Well, I thought it was interesting that your character initiates the nakedness in the film, and he's the one that goes the other way towards the end of the movie. I was just wondering what that says about your character and your character.
That I went with my impulses, and while I'm not the one who comes back and challenges this stuff, my character doesn't really regret what he did, or he wasn't ashamed of what he did. It was just part of his life, and then he moves on, and they move on in their lives, and then it comes back and it gets stirred up. But my character's kind of just living the small town mentality lifestyle, so it's not necessarily appropriate for him in that situation. But then he comes back and stirs it up, and we get to figure out how we feel about all that stuff. And in the end, you realize that as long as you're true, then it's okay, however you feel about things.
Yeah, I think Matt is, has never really resolved that part of his life, and so I think to have that be the first time he's ever really fallen in love with someone, and his first sexual experience, that's so powerful, and that part of his life never got resolved. So coming back as an adult and trying to answer some of those questions, that's a big moment. And not to give away anything, plot-wise, but they all do some soul searching, and I think the characters really mature at the end of the film and take their life to the next level, commitment-wise and relationship-wise.
Well, I was talking to CJ, and he brings up a good point about the theme of this movie, that like your soulmate could wind up in anybody almost, no matter what your sexual orientation is. I'm wondering, do you guys kind of believe in that concept?
Certainly. I mean, I'm a romantic, and yeah, I think it's really just about an individual basis. So you find love where you find it, and it's okay as long as you're being sincere and honest with yourself.
I believe in that. Sometimes I struggle with, I think we ask too much of our partners, in terms of making us happy. I think you got to do that on your own, and you got to ask the other person to share that life with you. But I think sometimes we, I don't know, I think we expect too much and then get disappointed and break up with them and find ourselves in the next relationship. I know, I'm so sad about it. No, but I think the commitment is something that's challenging, and that we all have to investigate what it means to commit to someone, and versus just jumping from one thing to the next.